Okay, first things first, my content is free and it will continue to be free, and if you're watching it, that's enough. Alright? That said, let's talk about Patreon. So if you haven't heard of Patreon, Patreon is basically a Kickstarter type site, except rather than being for one big project, you pay for a bunch of little projects like YouTube videos. You can pledge whatever per video, but you can also set a monthly maximum, so if I release a bunch of videos, you don't pay too much. I do also have control over what kind of content is Patreon content, so I'm not going to charge you for Xstream or any video like that that's like gameplay oriented, or just anything that I don't think is good enough to be Patreon content. There are backer rewards on Patreon, and there's definitely some stuff you might think is cool, but I didn't want to hold anything major hostage. If you really want to get something out of your money, though, I do have shirts now. You can finally get the fabled sellout fuck shirt that's been on my banner for like 3 years. Or you could get this little Ghost Lyle shirt. Look, it's a little ghost me. Look at him. Look at him. Look at him! Now I know that there's kind of a stigma attached to asking for money online, but let's explore why this is a thing. So, you guys probably know that YouTube does actually pay me. What you might not think is how little YouTube actually pays. There's a lot of things that go into it. YouTube has this whole fucking floaty algorithm thing, but without going into that too much, let's just say that a good rule of thumb for estimating how much a video makes is just to look at how many views it has, and then schlop 3 numbers off the end of that. Now, if a video is short, it's a little bit less than that, and it can be more than that too. If a video is over 10 minutes or so, it probably makes about double that. That's why you see a lot of vloggers and Let's Players hitting big time success, because YouTube is actually built around that now. The sad truth of the matter is, I could probably be making more money doing what I'm doing right now than making actual content. Doesn't that sound fun? This is fun, isn't it? Are you having fun? I'm having fun. There have been a few good videos circulating about this, mostly by animators. That's because animation is a very painstaking process, and to make a video more than a couple minutes is a huge time investment. But a lot of what they say in these videos also applies to any medium that you can't just shit out 10-minute videos of. Which brings me to my next point. YouTube is not free. At least, not if you make actual content. As I said before, animation takes a long fucking time. Fortunately for me, I have friends that are willing to animate for me, which means I can put out a video more than once every 2 months, and it doesn't look like this. So then when that video pays me like shit, I'm in a very interesting scenario. My friend just spent a month working on a minute-long cartoon for me that I made $100 off of. I usually end up paying more for animation than I make off of that video over the course of a year or 2. And you know what the sad part of it is? I'm still paying my friend like shit. Live action is also far from free, even if you're able to call in so many favors from friends that are willing to put their whole entire day aside to be in your video, or make it so your camera isn't held up by a tripod, or make sure you have good lighting and sound, or whatever the fuck, which is, in and of itself, very unlikely. Chances are, you're going to have to buy at least some props, and audio-video equipment is fucking expensive. Music is exactly the same way. Any kind of audio equipment, or plugins, or virtual instruments, or anything that you're going to buy is going to be super expensive. Foam that you put on your wall. Why? 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 Look, the main thing I want to hammer home here is that most of the money is going right back into making videos. I'm not going to, like, save it like a responsible adult. But look, fact of the matter is, I'm just a guy on the internet that makes videos that you sometimes laugh at, you know? That's fine. If you don't want to give money to that, you know, it's completely justified. And if you do, don't give me anything you're gonna miss, you know? Give me like, oh, if this fell out of my pocket, I wouldn't care. The most important thing that I want to say, though, is that if you don't give me money, I will kill this dog. I will kill this dog.